All right, this is the author's point of view presentation that I will lead you through. What is point of view? In expository text or nonfiction text, the author's point of view or perspective shows how the author feels about a topic. Words to describe point of view can be neutral or objective. Neutral and objective mean the same thing. It means that an author is not on one side or the other, a positive or a negative side. They are not subject to any other point of views other than the facts. Writing that is neutral or objective sticks to mostly facts. This is what a neutral point of view would look like. Chipmunks are omnivores and eat a wide variety of plants, seeds, and insects. This is neutral because there's nothing in there but the facts. There's no other opinions. But this is what a positive point of view would look like. This would be someone's opinion. Helpful chipmunks play an important role in seed dispersal. What words in here could look to be more positive? When you think, give you a second. It's like Dora. So when I look at this, I see positive words like helpful, because helpful is always a positive word, and it's a positive thing to do. And then important. Important is generally very positive. And they agreed. This is what a negative point of view would look like. Because they eat seeds, chipmunks can be nuisances at bird feeders. I'm going to give you a second to think about what a negative word in here could be. But before I do that, I want to talk about what the word nuisance means, because you might not know what that means. A nuisance is being just really annoying. So maybe you have a younger brother or sister and you think, oh, they're a nuisance because they're being annoying for whatever reason that day. So looking at this, which word could be more negative? Nuisance. I hope you said that. Now, let's look at this together and try to pick out if it is a negative, neutral, or positive point of view from the author. On a wet fall day, lucky hikers might be able to see beautiful fall fungus. Looking at this, I see lucky. Lucky is generally very positive. When someone does something that we wanted to do, they're like, oh, that's so lucky. And that's usually a good thing. And then I see beautiful. Beautiful is usually a good thing, like beautiful flowers. They're so pretty and nice, and that's just super positive. So let's see if so I'm thinking that this is a positive point of view. Yep, they'd agree. This next one I'm going to have you try. Dwarf mongooses live in dry grasslands and open forests across the floor. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. One, are there any words in here that are super positive? Are there any words in here that are super negative? Or is the author just giving us the facts? What do you think? You're right. The author is just giving us the facts. There's nothing super positive and nothing super negative. So this author's point of view is very neutral. They're just giving us the facts. Let's look at this one. Floods can have many terrible consequences for people in the path of rushing water. Looking at this, is there anything positive, negative, or is it just the facts? I see that there's the word terrible in there. We tend to think terrible is very negative, and terrible usually is a negative thing, like, oh, I had a terrible cough. That's a negative thing. Nobody wants a cough. And so let's see if they agree. Yep, terrible. And so knowing that that word terrible is our clue to whether it is positive, negative, or neutral, what is it? Negative. Now, is point of view a problem? Sometimes authors try to keep their writing completely neutral and objective. There are some situations that require that neutral point of view, for example, like technical reports, newspaper articles, and science writing. These are all situations in where the author needs to stay objective and neutral. But I'm going to say, like the newspaper articles, yes, they should be objective. However, sometimes those articles can lean one towards the positive side or the negative side to help influence your thoughts. So sometimes newspaper articles and even the news sometimes is not objective. And so we really have to pick out those positive and negative words to see if the author or the person speaking is really being objective. As long as an author supports a point of view with evidence, though, it can help to make a piece of writing more lively and interesting. For example, if I were just to say that ice cream is the best, you'd be like, okay, why? Even though you might think ice cream's the best. I would want to back it up. Ice cream is the best because it's so creamy, it's so refreshing. That is the evidence. That's even just those little adjectives are evidence to help liven it up. I say all the time in our reading and writing to pick out that evidence or to put that evidence in to make our writing more exciting. And I always want you to pick it out because that helps with your comprehension, helps you understand the story better. And that's why you always want to back it up with evidence. What have you learned? What are some words that we can use to describe an author's point of view? 3 words. We've worked a lot with them. Positive, negative, and neutral. So why is author's point of view important? Author's point of view is important because if we can pick that out in a story, we are able to better understand the story or better pick out what the author is trying to tell us. If we cannot pick out an author's point of view, I don't think that we can, well, we definitely can't. We can't fully understand what the author is trying to tell us. So author's point of view is very important in anything that we read, even when we're reading fiction stories. However, this week we're only working with nonfiction, right? I hope after this you understand author's point of view a little bit better and understand the difference between a positive, negative, and a neutral point of view. Okay, after this, you are going to head into the assignment, and I will actually just take you there to show you. So if you go into the assignment, go to activity. Oops. It says read the passage on the next slide, then answer the questions using complete sentences. So I'm going to click on this to the next slide. You're reading about Jackie Robinson, so you'll read this story, and then you'll decide, is the author's point of view positive, negative, or neutral? Then you are going to identify those words like we just did on how the author feels about Jackie Robinson, and you will give me 3 words. Then after that, you are going to tell me what the author's point of view is. The author's point of view is blank, and then back it up with evidence. Always back up your responses with evidence. All right, and that is our lesson for today. Goodbye. Maybe.